My beloved child, don't skip this message. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you tonight. There are moments in life when a person feels ordinary, unnoticed, invisible to the world. But then there are moments when everything changes in silence. A single discovery. A hidden truth. A name written where it was never supposed to appear. And tonight, your name was found. Hours ago, behind locked cabinets and forgotten rooms, officials opened files that had not been touched for years. Dust covered the edges. The lights flickered above them. Nobody expected anything unusual. Nobody expected your name. Yet the moment those pages were opened, silence filled the room. Faces changed. Eyes widened. Someone whispered, "This cannot be happening." But it was happening. Your name was there, waiting. Listen carefully. This is not a coincidence. This is not random. And if you leave this video before the end, you may never understand why this moment matters so deeply. Stay with me. Don't skip. Every second is leading toward something bigger than you can imagine. For years, people searched for answers in the wrong places. They chased noise. They chased distractions. Meanwhile, hidden beneath ordinary life, a secret story was quietly unfolding. And somehow, you became part of it without even realizing it. That is why tonight feels different. That is why your heart feels restless while hearing these words. Deep inside, something is awakening. A feeling you cannot explain. A feeling that says, "This message was meant for me." The files did not contain money. They did not contain treasures. They contained names. Specific names. Names connected to strange moments, impossible patterns, events nobody could explain. Some names were crossed out. Some were marked with symbols. But when your name appeared, the room went completely silent. Because next to your name was a note no one expected to see. Watch closely. The moment is near. My beloved child, what moment? Why your name? Why now? Those questions are exactly what frightened them. Because the deeper they searched, the stranger the truth became. Your life may have looked ordinary from the outside, but hidden details have been surrounding you for years. Tiny moments you ignored. Strange feelings you dismissed. Delays that secretly protected you. Encounters that changed your direction. Doors that closed before you walked through them. None of it was accidental. Do you remember the times you felt abandoned? The nights you wondered if anybody noticed your pain? The moments when life felt unfair while everyone else kept moving ahead? What if those moments were not punishment, but preparation? Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One officer reportedly refused to continue reading the file. Another kept staring at your name as if trying to understand something impossible. Because the documents described a person who would one day discover the truth at exactly the right moment. A person surrounded by confusion yet chosen for clarity. A person who would feel lost before suddenly realizing why every delay happened. That person was connected to your name. And here is the terrifying part: the file predicted this exact season of your life. Don't skip. You need to hear this. The pages described emotional exhaustion, sleepless nights, feeling disconnected from people around you, carrying silent battles nobody fully understands. Yet beside those struggles, another sentence appeared again and again. The breakthrough begins when they stop doubting themselves. My beloved child, how could strangers know what you feel inside? How could hidden files describe emotions you never told anyone about? That question shook everyone in the room. Because the deeper they looked, the more accurate everything became. One page described someone standing at the edge of giving up, moments before life suddenly changes. Another page described hidden strength buried beneath disappointment. Another described a person who survived storms specifically because their story was not finished yet. And then came the final sentence on that page. They must stay awake. The signs are already appearing. What signs? That's exactly what they wanted to know. So they searched deeper into the records. Old reports. Forgotten notes. Strange observations collected over time. Piece by piece, a pattern emerged. Certain people experienced unusual timing throughout their lives. They narrowly escaped disasters. They arrived late only to avoid tragedy. They met specific people at specific moments that changed everything. Every event seemed guided by an invisible force. And your name appeared connected to those patterns again and again. My beloved child. Maybe this is why your spirit has felt unsettled lately. Maybe this is why you cannot shake the feeling that something important is approaching. Maybe this is why ordinary life suddenly feels strange, like reality itself is shifting around you. Because according to those files, your waiting season is ending. Don't skip this part. The officials thought the documents would explain the future clearly. Instead, the files became more mysterious. One line read, "When the silence becomes unbearable, the revelation is closest." Think about that carefully. How many nights have you felt surrounded by silence? How many times did you ask for answers and receive nothing? What if silence was never emptiness? What if silence was preparation before the biggest turning point of your life? The room reportedly became colder as they continued reading. Some believed the files should be locked away again. Others insisted they needed to know more. But one detail changed everything. Your file was incomplete. Pages were missing. And according to the records, the missing pages were supposed to appear only when the person connected to the file was ready. Ready for what? Nobody knew. But one sentence remained written at the bottom in bold letters. They will recognize the truth when fear no longer controls them. My beloved child, hear me carefully. Fear has been stealing too much from you. Fear has made you question your worth. Fear has made you hesitate when opportunities appeared. Fear has convinced you that your story would remain small forever. But what if fear was the final barrier standing between you and the truth hidden inside these files? Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another reason the discovery caused panic. One officer compared the dates inside the records with present-day events, and realized the timeline was matching perfectly. Every stage described in the documents had already happened. The loneliness, the confusion, the emotional pressure, the unexpected endings, the waiting. Only one stage remained unfinished. The awakening. Nobody in that room understood what the word truly meant. But somehow, you do. Deep inside, you feel it already. A shift. A pull. A strange awareness growing stronger every day. You may not have words for it yet, but your spirit recognizes the change before your mind does. This is why you clicked on this video. Not by accident. Not randomly. You were meant to hear this tonight. My beloved child, imagine discovering that your entire life carried hidden meaning. Imagine realizing that the painful chapters were never the end of your story. Imagine finding out that every closed door was secretly guiding you toward a moment bigger than anything you expected. That is why the files matter. Because they do not describe failure. They describe survival. And survival means your story continues. But listen closely now, because this next part is important. The files warned about distraction. Yes, distraction. According to the records, the biggest danger was not failure. It was losing focus before the breakthrough arrived. Becoming exhausted right before the answer appears. Walking away moments before the door finally opens. That warning is for you tonight. Do not disconnect now. Do not let hopelessness convince you that nothing is changing. Because hidden movements are already happening around your life even if you cannot see them yet. The officers noticed something else disturbing. Besides certain names in the records, there were dates followed by one word, shift. Nobody understood it at first. But later they realized something shocking. Those dates matched moments when people's lives changed permanently. Sudden opportunities. Unexpected meetings. Miraculous escapes. Life directions transformed overnight. And next to your name, the word shift appeared again. My beloved child, what if you are standing closer to transformation than you realize? What if the pressure you feel is not destruction, but transition? Because before every major change, there is confusion. Before every sunrise, there is darkness. Before every breakthrough, there is tension. Do not skip this message. You need to hear what happened next. One person in the room finally asked the question everyone feared. Why were these names collected in the first place? Nobody answered immediately. Then an older official quietly said something unforgettable. Because some people are meant to carry influence they do not recognize yet. Silence filled the room again. Influence. Not power. Not fame. Influence. The ability to change hearts. To shift environments. To survive storms that would destroy others. To become proof that difficult seasons do not last forever. And somehow, your name was connected to that purpose. My beloved child, maybe you spent years underestimating yourself. Maybe people around you failed to see your value. Maybe life convinced you that you were ordinary. But hidden records say otherwise. Hidden records suggest there is more inside you than even you understand right now. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The final pages they uncovered contained one last warning. The person must not surrender during the final stage. Why? Because according to the files, the final stage feels the heaviest. It feels lonely, confusing, exhausting. The person begins questioning everything. They wonder if hope was foolish. They wonder if waiting was meaningless. But the files insist that this stage happens immediately before revelation. My beloved child, if you have been feeling emotionally tired lately, if you have been questioning your future, if you have been silently carrying battles nobody sees, then hear this clearly. You may be closer than ever before. Closer to answers. Closer to clarity. Closer to the moment your life finally begins making sense. And the reason this message feels so intense tonight is because deep down, your spirit recognizes the truth hidden inside it. Don't skip the next part. Because the most shocking detail from the files has not been revealed yet. Tonight, the story becomes even stranger. Don't skip this part. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The discovery of your name inside those secret files was only the beginning. What happened after that shook everyone involved. Because once the officers finished reading the final visible page, they noticed something impossible. A hidden section appeared beneath the paper. At first, they thought it was just a shadow from the light above. But when they moved the page closer, faint words slowly became visible. Words that were never noticed before. Words written as if they were waiting for the exact right moment to appear. And when the sentence became clear, nobody in that room spoke for several seconds. The person connected to this file will begin noticing the signs before the truth arrives. My beloved child, have you noticed the signs lately? Strange feelings you cannot explain. Random moments of silence that suddenly feel meaningful. Repeated thoughts that refuse to leave your mind. A growing sense that your life is moving towards something important. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Because what they discovered next became even more shocking. The hidden section continued with details no stranger should have known. It described emotional pressure building quietly over time. It described a person pretending to stay strong while carrying silent exhaustion inside. It described someone smiling around others while secretly wondering if life would ever change. And then came the line that froze the room. They are closer than they realize. Closer to what? That question immediately spread through everyone reading the files. Closer to answers? Closer to transformation? Closer to revelation? Nobody knew for certain. But one thing became clear very quickly: your story was far from ordinary. Don't ignore this feeling while hearing these words. Something inside you already recognizes the truth. That is why this message feels personal. That is why your attention keeps pulling back to this video. Because deep down, part of you already knows your season is changing. One officer reportedly tried to laugh the entire thing off. He called it nonsense. He said the files were meaningless. But moments later, he stopped speaking completely after noticing another detail beside your name. A symbol. Not a number. Not a mark. A symbol. And according to older records, that symbol only appeared beside people connected to the turning point. Nobody fully understood what the turning point meant, but every case connected to the symbol shared one thing in common. Their lives changed unexpectedly after long periods of waiting. Listen carefully now. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. What if your waiting season was never punishment? What if delays were secretly positioning you for the right moment? Think about all the times life forced you to slow down. The plans that failed. The opportunities that disappeared. The moments you thought everything was falling apart. What if those moments protected you from paths never meant for you? The files described people standing at the edge of frustration moments before everything shifted. And according to the records, you are standing in that exact season now. My beloved child. This is why you cannot give up. Because hidden things are already moving around your life. One page inside the records described a strange pattern called the quiet build. According to the files, this happens when a person feels nothing is improving while unseen changes quietly begin aligning behind the scenes. Relationships shift. Opportunities prepare themselves. New paths open silently before the person even notices. And the most dangerous moment during the quiet build is when the person loses hope too early. Do not let that happen to you. Stay till the end. The officials continued reading deeper into the files, searching for explanations. But instead of clarity, they found another message addressed directly to the person connected to the record. And somehow, it felt like the message was speaking directly to you. It said, "When they feel forgotten, remind them they were being prepared." My beloved child. Maybe your life has felt slow lately because preparation takes time. Maybe the silence has lasted longer because stronger stories require deeper foundations. Maybe the confusion was necessary so that when clarity finally arrives, you recognize how powerful the transformation truly is. Don't skip this next part. Because what they uncovered afterward made the atmosphere inside that room completely change. There was a timeline hidden inside the files. Dates. Moments. Seasons. Not exact predictions, but stages. Stages describing emotional cycles a person experiences before entering a completely different chapter of life. And every stage matched your journey almost perfectly. Stage 1, Isolation. Feeling misunderstood. Feeling emotionally distant from others. Carrying silent questions nobody answers. Stage 2, Pressure. Challenges increasing. Delays growing heavier. Doubt becoming louder. Stage 3, Awakening. A sudden realization that your story is bigger than your current situation. And according to the files, you are entering stage 3 now. My beloved child, this is why your heart has been restless. This is why old habits no longer satisfy you. This is why ordinary distractions suddenly feel empty. Something inside you is waking up. Something inside you realizes you were made for more than survival alone. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. One official asked the most important question of all. What happens after the awakening? The room became silent again. Then another page revealed a chilling answer. The person begins attracting the opportunities connected to their purpose. Read that carefully. Not random opportunities. Connected opportunities. The right people. The right timing. The right direction. The file suggested that once the awakening begins, life starts shifting in unexpected ways. Conversations become meaningful. Certain doors suddenly open. Delayed answers begin arriving all at once. But the files also warned about something dangerous. Distraction returns strongest right before breakthrough. My beloved child, do not allow temporary discouragement to steal your future. Do not mistake silence for absence. Do not believe that nothing is happening just because you cannot see movement yet. The hidden files repeat one message again and again. The unseen work matters most. Think about your life right now. Think about everything you survived that should have broken your confidence completely. Somehow you are still here. Somehow your spirit keeps searching for hope even after disappointment. Somehow your heart still wants answers despite every reason to stop believing. That persistence is not accidental. The records describe people exactly like that. People who continued moving forward even when they felt emotionally exhausted. People who survived hidden battles. People who thought they were ordinary, until life suddenly revealed otherwise. My beloved child, maybe you have underestimated yourself for too long. Don't skip this part. Because the next discovery inside the files changed everything forever. At the very end of the hidden section, there was a final message written differently from the rest. Larger letters. Darker ink. Almost as if the writer wanted it impossible to ignore. It said, "The truth will arrive suddenly. Suddenly. Not slowly. Not eventually. Suddenly." The officers could not stop staring at those words. Because every earlier stage described in the files had already happened exactly as written. Which meant the final stage might also become reality. And if that is true, then your life could change faster than you expect. My beloved child, hear this carefully. Sometimes life looks quiet right before transformation begins. Sometimes everything feels delayed because pieces are still aligning behind the scenes. Sometimes the reason you feel pressure is because your current chapter can no longer contain who you are becoming. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. One person in the room finally whispered something nobody could forget. What if the file was never meant to scare us? Silence. Then another voice answered quietly. What if it was meant to prepare them? Prepare you. For what is coming next? My beloved child, this is why you clicked on this video tonight. Not for entertainment. Not by coincidence. Something inside you needed this reminder. Needed this confirmation. Needed to hear that your story is not over even if recent seasons felt confusing. The files repeatedly mentioned one final truth. The person must remain alert during the final stage. Why alert? Because opportunities sometimes arrive disguised as ordinary moments. A random conversation. An unexpected meeting. A delayed answer finally appearing. A sudden shift in direction. Small moments that later change everything. And according to those hidden records, your next chapter may begin exactly that way. Quietly. Unexpectedly. Suddenly. My beloved child, stop believing that nothing important can happen to you. Stop measuring your future only through your current circumstances. The files describe transformation beginning long before visible evidence appears. And if the records are correct, invisible movement is already happening around your life tonight. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the final revelation inside those secret files has still not been fully revealed. And what they discovered next made everyone question everything they thought they understood about your story.